What's good, everybody? It's the Dime with Josh and Kwab. We would appreciate it if you clicked the subscribe button, if you put notifications on, as we are a growing NBA YouTube channel. We will dissect almost everything about the playoffs. We make no guarantees, but you know
You
what?
make no
It's going to be a
guarantees.
freaking good time. Make sure you hit the subscribe button below. Enjoy the episode. Speaking of the Knicks and Sixers, let's get into it, Kwab.
Look at the transition. Look at the transition.
Series preview. Now, the Knicks have beaten the Sixers 3-1 this year. I was at one of the games. It was an absolute ass beating. It was one of the best nights of my life. So I'm definitely looking forward to this as a New Yorker. We hate Philadelphia sports. Philadelphia sports hates us as well. Personally, I think this series comes down to whether or not Joel Embiid is healthy. And he didn't look healthy to me against Miami. He didn't he's been back for a little bit now. I think maybe seven so games. The Sixers
Yeah,
are coming into the series as one of the hottest teams in the league. The Knicks, on the other hand, just got healthy or healthier as well with OG coming back. They are 20-3 with him in the lineup, which is a ridiculous record. So these are it's a weird series with two teams that are just kind of getting healthy, two teams whose record, let's be honest, have suffered because of a lack of health. The Sixers are not a 7 seed. They're not. I think the Sixers are a top 3 team in the East. If I'm being completely honest with you, this feels more like a second round series than it does a first round series. But it is what it is. We're here. Quab, how healthy do you think Embiid is, and how much of a factor do you think that plays in this series?
you asking me how healthy Embiid is during the playoffs?
Yeah, I'm asking you, man. Give me the
How
doctor reports. What have you
the
seen in the hospital room?
full disclosure, this is for all my friends that are Philly fans. I didn't have you guys winning the play, and I didn't. Sorry, just because I'm surprised
We
you
got
guys
roasted.
won. Yeah, I'm
We got
surprised you
roasted a
guys
little
won.
bit.
Yeah, which is fine. Like
Yeah,
I'm surprised you guys won the
it's
game.
okay.
Like I expected the Heat to beat y'all, but watching that game, not that Embiid didn't even look healthy. He didn't look in shape. Like he was gassed
Right.
by like the first quarter. This was part of the reason why I didn't have the Sixers even winning the play-in. But thanks to Nick Batum, who fourth quarter who let Batum in, went crazy.
That's why Batum is in, baby.
That's why Batum's in the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, um, also, I think a lot of credit has to go to Nick Nurse and just being able to adjust to like the Heat zone. mo- Um,
Yeah.
and helping them like move forward just to get better shots and move the ball and make adjustments on defense. I think that's going to be a big thing moving forward in the matchup against the Knicks. But to your original question, I don't think he's healthy. I just wish, and this is like for the because I just want teams to be healthy. I wish the Knicks were fully healthy. I wish the Sixers were
Yeah.
fully healthy. Joe it will be a great series, but I don't think he's healthy. He might because of that. I think he'll have games where he might look a little bit dominant, but then he'll have games where like he looked the past game where like yeah he'll have 20 points, 15 rebounds or whatever it is, but he'll look like he's like running through mud and just struggling the whole time. So I don't think personally he's healthy. But I think he wants to come back to help his team win because he feels like they have a chance.
Yeah, I give Embiid a lot of credit for coming back. I don't think he's fully healthy as well. He's definitely not in shape. And for me as a Knicks fan, it may sound like I'm being biased here, but Isaiah Hartenstein has been playing fantastic defense all season. A lot of people don't realize that. A lot of the national media doesn't realize that. When they talk about Isaiah Hartenstein, they kind of talk about him like he's a tryhard, which he is. Like he's a hustle guy. He gets a lot of offensive boards, but he's been protecting the rim. I wouldn't say at an elite level, but at a top tier level for sure. And then you get Mitchell Robinson back, so you have another rim protector there. I know Embiid has a little bit of perimeter game as well, but my point is that the Knicks have the bodies. They have the bodies to combat Embiid, and especially if he's not healthy, he doesn't scare me as much. You don't have to help out, with Hartenstein or Mitchell Robinson if they're guarding him in ISO or one on one. Yeah, Embiid's going to get his. I'm not saying that Ihart's going to shut him down. I'm not saying that Mitch is going to shut him down, but Embiid's going to work, and he's also going to work on the defensive end as well because these guys are going to crash the glass. So for me, this series without Julius does depend. I wouldn't say 100% on the health of Joel Embiid, but you'll see later when we have our predictions. Like my predictions solely because I just don't think Embiid he's that healthy. He's questionable for game one. Say what you want, that could be a ruse. That could just be like a whatever, toss it out there. But I do think there's some seriousness to it where it's like, hey, this guy's not 100%, and if he's 70, 80%, whatever he is, I don't know if that's gonna be good enough to beat a Knicks team where, yeah, they may not be as talented, but these guys crash the boards. These guys are physical. Outside of the Miami Heat, I don't know another team that's as physical as the New York Knicks. And I think it's going to be a long series for Embiid. I think he'll be okay, but I don't think he's going to be the dominant MVP who can win a series by himself. Um, speaking that as well, a lot of criticism about the New York Knicks is that all they have is Jalen Brunson on the offensive end. Quab, do you think they have enough offensively in the half court to overcome whatever shortcomings they might have in this series? Or do you think it's going to be just Jalen on an island and he's going to have to create everything?
I think I think that Jalen is gonna get blitz. Like he's gonna see a lot of like double teams or weird coverages because that's what Nick Nurse does.
Yeah.
So you're gonna need Josh Hart's to step up. You're gonna need Dante to step up. You're gonna need OG to step up. And that's gonna again. I'm gonna get in a little bit more detail when we talk about X factors go in this series. But do they have enough to win this series? Yes, I feel like they do. Just because again, it comes back to your first question because I feel like Embiid is not healthy, and I think that's just a big factor. Also, defensively, you have one of the best perimeter defensive teams where I feel like they can easily match up with the Maxis and apparently Nick Batum, Tobias Harris, Kelly Oubre. So those perimeter players are gonna see very active defenders on the floor. So that could be a lot of trouble for them. So I do feel like the Knicks have enough to win this series just because, again, Embiid is not healthy.
Yeah, I mean, offensively, the Knicks do rely a lot on Jalen Brunson, that's for sure. But when OG's in, it is a little different because you can't necessarily trap or double Brunson in the way that you want to, because OG's gonna be chilling in the corner. I think it's a very dangerous game for teams to play to give Josh Hart or Isaiah Hartenstein the ball in the short roll situation with a 4-3 advantage. Now I know Josh Hart has to shoot the ball, but he's not going to shoot the ball if you give him a 4-3 advantage, right? So if you're blitzing Brunson, that's two defenders out the way. Josh Hart or Hartenstein get the ball. Both are very good passers. And then you have DiVincenzo or OG on the wing. You have McBride on the wing. You have um, eh, Bogdanovich on the wing. They're surrounding Jalen Brunson with shooters now. I think Nick Nurse, I understand why you would want to blitz Brunson. I understand why you would want to trap him on the pick and roll, but I don't think that's the way to go. I think what's going to end up happening is the Sixers are going to fall into some sort of zone by the end of game one or game two, maybe even come out of it. Who knows how they play it? And the whoever's going to win this series is going to be determined by whether or not the Knicks break that zone. Because I don't think trapping or blitzing Jalen Brunson with OG and Anobi on the court is the way to go. So to me, that's the biggest thing that I'm looking out for as well. I do think the Knicks have enough offensively in the half court. They have shooters. It's not like last year where they were relying on like Julius or RJ Barrett to hit a three. Grimes struggled to hit the three in the playoffs. Quickly was awful. They have shooters now. And I think a lot of people, especially nationally, they watched the game against the Lakers where he was doubled and they saw how much the Knicks struggled. And then you don't really watch the Knicks for the rest of the year and you think that's what it is, but it's not what it is. They've been killing people off the trap lately. So I'm confident the Knicks do have enough in the half court. I do think that's going to be their demise later in the playoffs, but I don't think it's going to be this series. We talked about the X Factor squad. Anybody in particular on either team could be one, two, whatever, who you think is an X factor going into this series.
I think the X factor for the Knicks is the wing room, and I mean that all the wings they have. That is their X
Yeah.
factor. That is the X factor to me because I think that's gonna be so big for them in winning this series. Like you just broke down about how much they surround Brunson with better shooting, better scoring, and just better activity. Like we've watched games together where like you're like you don't feel like anytime Dante shoots he's gonna miss like because
Yeah.
he's just having a ridiculous year. All that is gonna be needed, and not I'm not just saying just not this series, just even moving forward if they win the series. So yeah, to me that X factor for the Knicks is the ring room, and for the Sixers, their X factor is B-ball Paul because he said this is what he wanted. So, I get yeah, he's the what up what up, Paul Reed? I think, yeah, so he's a X factor because this is the series he wanted, so
My X factor is Deuce McBride. I think on both ends of the ball here. I think offensively, it's obvious. Are you going to hit your threes? if you can hit your threes and you can spread the defense out, that's going to be obvious. But I do think his point of attack defense on Tyrese Maxey is huge in this series. I think where the Knicks could go wrong with this is thinking that Embiid is the end all be all when it comes to stopping the Sixers, because he's not. If Tyrese Maxey can get into the paint and create for others and give you headaches, this could be a long series for the Knicks. One of the reasons why I'm so confident in the Knicks in this series is because they do have point of attack defenders who I think can contain Tyrese Maxey at least a little bit, in Deuce, in OG Anunoby. I'm not saying Josh Hart will shut him down, but he can be annoying. Even Chenzo can be annoying. Maxey is quicker than most of those guys, and I do expect Maxey to get his as well, but I do think the Knicks defenders will make it hell for him. I just like the matchups here for the Knicks, and giving my series predictions, that's where we're going now. I'm going to take the Knicks in 6 here. A lot of it is because Embiid is not healthy to me. If Embiid was 100%, I don't know how I would feel about this matchup, being completely objective, but I don't think that he's 100%. I don't think he's in shape. And just the way that these two teams play, their DNA, the Knicks are a tougher team. The Knicks crash the board harder. The Knicks are a better defensive team. I just think the Knicks are better suited for a playoff series that's going to be a grinded out, physical, punch you in the mouth type series, especially when the best player on the other team isn't what he is right now. He isn't the MVP that we know him to be. So just because of the health of the Sixers, because I trust the Knicks' identity and DNA more, I'm going to go with the Knicks in 6. Kwab, what do you got?
Um, as a Nets fan, I hope both team lose. And um, but no, I also have the Knicks in 6, and
Okay.
really it comes down to the same reasons you gave. Health reasons for the Sixers, and how we feel like how much improved the Knicks have looked throughout the course of the year. Also, again, back to the people and my friends and people I know who are like Sixers fans. I watched y'all in the first half basically curse out and crucify Tobias Harris. Like, I was there, okay? I saw I saw the tweets, I saw the texts, I saw y'all. Stop hating on my man. He's doing his best, people. He's trying,
He's
okay?
trying.
He's
Guys,
trying.
he's trying,
He's
okay?
trying, okay? But
Leave him alone.
Knicks
Leave
in 6.
Tobias alone. You're gonna need him.
You're
You're
gonna
gonna
need
need
him.
Tobias
You're
this
gonna need
series.
him.
If Tobias doesn't play well, you're not winning. We haven't mentioned Tobias Harris, but Tobias Harris to me is an X factor for Philadelphia.
Yeah,
If Tobias Harris can be Tobias Harris, that's good Tobias Harris. Yeah, then maybe the Sixers can pull this off.
exactly.
Stop. You know what? Continue to boo him. I want you to boo him. Do it. Do it. Go ahead. Also, the Knicks missing 2 free throws and y'all going crazy for chicken isn't going to change a game this series. just letting it be known.
Lit. It's lit.
And if it does, leave your information below. I will personally buy you a $25 gift card to Chick-fil-A.
Hey, yo.
There
I
we go.
say
There we go.